Latest news in North Central Washington, go to NCWLife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And wow, it was a hot one out there today with temperatures pushing 90 degrees just before news time. As we look down at one of my places in all of the Wenatchee Valley, Three Lakes Golf Course. And of course, look how high that Columbia River is. And if you take a drive just even down to Crescent Bar or Quincy, look at the river all the way down, very, very high. And with these hot temperatures, more runoff and more melt in the upper elevation, so we will keep that monitored. But we do have a weather change moving in, and that will happen late tonight and into tomorrow. In fact, showers, maybe even a thunderstorm, could be in our forecast for late tomorrow afternoon and once again late on Thursday. And it looks like we'll stay wet even into Friday morning before things do level off just a little bit by the time we get into the weekend. And we'll tell you much more about your weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A two-semi rollover near the turnoff to Liberty on Blewis Pass Monday morning blocked both lanes of the road and closed down the highway there. One of the Moses Lake Police Department's K-9 cops has done it again. And Wenatchee native and Waterville graduate J.D. Greening announced yesterday that he's running for District 12 state representative. But first, we begin tonight. The Bitcoin moratorium in Chelan County has been extended now to August. That was the decision made by Chelan County PUD commissioners following a 2-hour public hearing yesterday in Wenatchee. Following the vote, PUD Commissioner Gary Arsenault said the moratorium extension is not a yes or a no to Bitcoin mining. It simply gives all those involved more time to consider it.
It's clear that we don't have a path forward at this point. And I think that in order to really give this matter sufficient time to consider the merits of moving forward with some type of high-density cryptocurrency load, we need more time. And time at this point is not to be interpreted as a yes or no. It's just interpreted as let's give staff reasonable length of time to try to really get their arms around a very complex, very technical issue that we have previously had no knowledge of or no experience of. We are blazing a path here. As the general manager mentioned earlier, there are commissions throughout the state and power companies across the United States that are watching what we're doing in Chelan County as they begin to feel the same type of pressure that we're feeling. We want to get this right. And in order to get this right, we need to give it sufficient time to consider it, to really give this the type of thought that it warrants and that it deserves.
The moratorium on new high-density load hookups was imposed on March 19th, back when the spike in cryptocurrency value prompted a virtual gold rush of applications for electrical service. The commissioners voted unanimously to extend the moratorium to August 6th to allow staff more time to plan out a course of action. A two-semi rollover near the turnoff to Liberty on Blewis Pass Monday morning blocked both lanes of the road and closed down the highway for 7 hours. Washington State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore provided these pictures. It happened at around 10 o'clock yesterday morning. A semi crossed the center line, causing an oncoming semi to swerve to avoid a collision. That semi then rolled into the northbound ditch. It was driven by 65-year-old Bill Balcom of East Wenatchee. The other truck, driven by an Edmonds man, was carrying 10 to 15,000 gallons of liquid asphalt, which leaked onto the roadway. Washington State Patrol Trooper Moore says it's still unclear how much of that liquid asphalt has leaked so far. The highway was closed until 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Both drivers sustained minor injuries. The Edmonds man was cited for unsafe lane usage. Well, one of the Moses Lake Police Department's K-9 cops has done it again. This past Friday, Moses Lake Police received a report of a stolen vehicle. The vehicle had a GPS tracking device installed, so the owner was able to tell the deputies the vehicle was in the Warden area. Moses Lake PD Deputy Tyson Voss and his canine Ito caught up to the vehicle and a short vehicle pursuit ensued. The driver of that vehicle, Jonathan Davis, tried to drive off the road and the vehicle became stuck. Davis ran and was tracked down by canine Ito hiding in a truck near State Route 170 East and Road R5 Southeast. The vehicle was recovered and nobody was hurt. Well, Wenatchee native and Waterville graduate J.D. Greening announced yesterday that he is running for District 12 state representative as a Republican candidate to be the voice of our district in the state legislature. He says in his news release that serving overseas and working in the state legislature as well as for Congress in Washington, D.C. has given him the right tools and the knowledge to be a House representative. Greening said the protection of the state's natural resources, proper funding of public infrastructure, including state recreation and local Firewise programs, as well as veteran affairs, mental health, and affordable housing are top priorities for the district. The House Position 1 seat is being vacated by Carrie Condata. Coming up next, residents living downstream from the threatened 8 Mile Lake Dam are breathing a little easier this morning after learning that repairs to the century-old structure are underway. And the state superintendent of public instruction on Monday granted nearly $1 million to improve access to computer science, and local schools are included in that list. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Welcome back. In another news, residents living downstream from the threatened 8 Mile Lake Dam are breathing a little easier today after learning that repairs to the century-old structure are underway. Chelan County's emergency management officials hosted a public information meeting last night to explain the situation. County Commissioner Keith Gaynor recapped the meeting in an interview with NCW Life News.
There was a meeting last night that was held by the Icicle-Shaston Irrigation District, informational meeting on the status of that situation up in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness. Can you give us an update?
I can, and actually the meeting was convened by Chelan County Emergency Management, and they had the Forest Service represented. The Irrigation District was there, Department of Ecology, Dam Safety Office, they had the National Weather Service. They had all the parties that are involved.
Good turnout?
It was a very good turnout because everyone that's downstream was pretty much concerned about what may transpire. I think the bottom line after the meeting, all the details were shared, is that today the Irrigation District, they did fly an excavator up there on Saturday, so today they will be able to start moving some of the earthen dam portion, and what is now currently about a 20 to 30 foot wide spillway, it'll end up being about 100 feet wide, which will really allow the water to come out, and they'll be able to have a better prediction of the flows as opposed to a major blowout of the dam. It was brought out though, there were a number of concerns that people raised about just the dam itself and the maintenance of it and all. And the people that are there, they indicated that that dam has been monitored and inspected. There has been routine maintenance, but it has been in a state of deterioration, even though it's been somewhat maintained. But it's one of those things. The fire really created a major impact because there was so much runoff. The south-facing slopes are bare. The north still have about 50 to 70% of the snowpack. So there's plenty of water to come yet. A major storm event could have an impact, but hopefully they'll be able to widen that spillway area and drain the lake down. So it seems like they have a good plan in place. I hope the people last night were somewhat assured that things were being well cared for us from a monitoring standpoint. But anytime you're downstream from what could be a major failure, I mean, we've seen things down in California or wherever where you've had a dam break, that there's really not a whole lot of warning and there's no predictability as to the impacts.
That was my next question. I mean, really, how would you know if the dam breached? Is there any kind of early detection or any kind of a system in place that would advise the downstream or the irrigation district that that's happening?
Well, they intended on getting monitors up there before now. They will be getting them installed, and they'll be on a 5-minute interval as far as the readout. So if you see a spike, in those 5 minutes, you would be able to anticipate that maybe there is something going. And you do have roughly 30 minutes before it hits the Icicle Creek, and then another 30 minutes to get down to the hatchery area. So, I mean, you might have an hour, but in all reality, that's not much time if you're getting it immediately when that alert goes out. But they are tied into what is like the Amber Alert system. So if there is an alert or an awareness that goes out, smartphones will pick it up. But once again, you need to be positioned where you're able to respond, and that's sometimes very unpredictable as to the timing of that.
Well, I'm sure it's been advantageous for the irrigation district, or at least from a public education standpoint, for people to learn more about the dam itself. And really, when you consider that it was built over 100 years ago, that's 100 years worth of winters that it's survived, and says something about construction standards back then too, I suppose.
Well, it does say something about construction standards, but the other side of the coin is that the way dams are built today, it has more flexibility, more allowance, more opportunity to increase the discharge, for example. And really what they did is they took the historic level. The earthen dam that is there really is only keeping the lake at its historic level. Mm-hmm. It would have, except for the erosion of it. And that spillway that was there was just a small discharge area, and then of course the pipe, and that was just to drain it out slowly. But nowadays, if they go up, when they do replace it, they said there'll be a greater opportunity for them to drain that lake if they need it, if they have a real influx of water. So it'll be designed to current standards, but it was pretty well constructed, even the way they did it. It was just they used logs for their forms and poured concrete around that, and it was pretty ingenious, really.
Isn't the goal really to modernize that dam up there, or maybe to increase its capacity up there?
Well, it's not so much increasing the capacity, but it definitely will be a modernization. And as they said, when they get done with the new structure, it'll probably have about 5 feet of freeboard above where they would maintain the lake level. So, I mean, it does give a lot more, when I say flexibility, as far as holding the water back or discharging, because it'll be a greater capacity spillway.
Also tonight, in an announcement by the State Superintendent of Public Instruction on Monday, nearly $1 million in grants were awarded to improve access to computer science and related educational programs in Washington State. The 2018-2019 grantee list includes the Manson School District, who will receive $19,272, and the Ephrata School District, who will be granted $49,600. The grants allow district schools and nonprofits to train teachers and provide and upgrade technology. In addition, the grants expand computer science access to groups of students who have historically been underrepresented in computer science programs and careers. The state grant funds will be matched equally by private sources, which effectively doubles the total grant amount to $2 million. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your Stoke?
J&J Snack Foods makes a lot of dough-filled products. It's really hard to attract labor in this area. We've reached out to Goodwill, and Goodwill came through to help us get that achieved. John started here at the plant a couple of months ago. We promoted him to a dough maker. He's doing well.
I'm actually doing great. I'm finally getting more notice and appreciated for my work here. I love the products we make here.
If you're struggling finding the labor that you need, reach out to Goodwill. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
High school sports is back this spring on the NCW Life Channel. Do you like baseball? We've got you covered with the Wenatchee Panthers and the Eastmont Wildcats. How about softball? We have you covered there too with fast pitch action right here. How about lacrosse? Yep, got you covered there too with the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. And of course, there's boys soccer. Whatever your interest, we've got you covered on your home for high school spring sports, the NCW Life Channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life Channel.
And a good Tuesday. Whew. I'm telling you what, the Wenatchee Wild and Ottawa Junior Senators went to an overtime, tied at 2, then to a shootout to settle it. We'll get to the final in a moment. First, let's go to the third period highlights alone, courtesy of Hockey TV.
Joe Anderson, bobbling puck, look out, partial breakaway, Dorsey moves in. Dorsey's shut down by Connor Hicks. Now at the blue line, nice feed, Danny Peon spins, fires, kicked out by Austin Park. As the teams go end to end now. Walking the line, loose puck in the blue ice, and the whistle goes as everybody's converged in the blue. Should stay. I think it went off of a Ottawa player, so I believe it may come outside the zone.
I think so too. It touched the Wenatchee stick, but there was one of the sticks on the bench.
And it looks like we're going to be headed to the 5th overtime in 6 games, unless Hessler has something to say about that. Time expires here inside of Prospera Center. Pass, Bolaris, right wing side, shoots, rebound, bouncing puck in the crease, and Park finds it and puts a mitt down on it.
Boy, what a great hockey game we've had so far, and we may have a shootout still coming. Here in the overtime session.
Morton has it now. Von Unger turns and fires. Couple of seconds left, and that's going to do it. And we are going to the shootout.
So they go to the shootout, and it's basically you got 5 shots, and whoever ends up with more of the 5 going in wins. Wenatchee wins. They got 2. In fact, the first goal by Matt Dorsey in the shootout, and then Cooper Zeck with a game winner. Austin Park stopped 4 of 5 shots, so 2-1 is the result in the shootout. So the Wenatchee Wild officially get a 3-2 victory as they collect 2 more points at the RBC Cup. Speaking of, let's catch you up to date on what's happened to the RBC Cup so far. The Canadian National Championship entering day 4 today. So far, It should be called the overtime tournament. 6 of the games so far, 5 of which have gone to OT. Saturday it was overtime for Wenatchee over Chilliwack and Ottawa over Wellington. Then Sunday, after the Wild Edge Steinbach, Chilliwack beat Ottawa 4-3 in overtime. Then yesterday, the only game played, Wellington beat Steinbach in overtime 3-2. Today, overtime to a shootout. Wenatchee getting the better of Ottawa. It's Chilliwack and Wellington coming up tonight. Turning to the prep schedule for today, Wenatchee hosting Davis at Walla Walla Point Park at a must-win game. It's a Big 9 district play-in game with the loser season over. Other play-in games has West Valley traveling to Eisenhower. The winners of today's games will meet in the first round of the district tournament Friday at 5 o'clock at the Higher Seeds Field. Eastmont and Moses Lake await the winners Saturday in Moses Lake. Today, day 2 of the Big 9 district golf tournament. They teed off earlier this morning at Apple Tree. We'll have the results tomorrow morning. Big 9 girls also getting underway for their district tournament at Yakima Elks Club. 1A regional baseball tournament is today as Okanagan plays host to Colville. Cashmere traveling to Chewelah. Winners advance to the state tournament while the loser season is over. Today also first round of the 1A state tournament for the couple B schools. In soccer here in north central Washington, Bridgeport plays host to Wahluke while Brewster plays at Royal. Congratulations to the academic state champions. Real quickly here to the Wenatchee girls track team, a 3.817 GPA. To the Eastmont boys golf team with a 3.836, and to the Chelan girls tennis team, academic state champs, look at that, 3.962. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Turning to our feature today, Saturday at Wenatchee's Pybus Public Market. First day for the Farmers Market. NCW Life's Dan Koontz stopped by to chat with local vendors and residents during the season opener.
It is Saturday morning and a beautiful one here in the Wenatchee Valley, and the entire valley seems to have gathered in one location, which will happen between now and May 12th of next year. And that's the Pybus Public Market. Today is day number 1. It is opening day of the Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market here at the Pybus Public Market. We're going to go outside, we're going to go inside, we're going to look at the arts and the crafts, enjoy some of the music, just have a really, really good time. We talk about where communities meet. It is not a cosmetic deal at the Pybus. It's the real deal. It's not a slogan, because we're going to run into some people we know, I'm sure. We're going to maybe pick up a few treats, some odds and ends, some crafts, I don't know. And we're going to visit with some people. So let's go check it out. Pybus Market. Oh. That's a lot of rhubarb. So is this rhubarb season?
It's rhubarb season.
I love lavender.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I buy the Myers. Is that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's $10 for a candle that stands.
Yeah, our candles are $10 too.
Lavender Bud.
Yeah, that's for making
That sounds like a horse race that came in third.
Right?
Yeah, Lavender Bud is coming in. Why do people like lavender? I mean, that's my favorite smell.
It's calming.
Is that what it is?
It's calming. Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of it.
Oh, sorry. Nice dog. Hi, Poochie.
He likes to herd sometimes.
Yeah, he's a herder. Well, he's got lots of people to herd.
Uh-huh.
It's my friend Rufus Woods. Look who's here. How are you, my friend?
Oh, good.
How you been? You look great.
You've been bailed out of jail?
I did. I got the little.
Where's your bracelet?
It's off. It's
Right.
off.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Yeah,
So I'm free to roam about the county.
Good. Cause trouble.
I haven't talked to you since the big news. Everything seemed to be going okay.
Great. It's
Good.
awesome. Yeah.
The,
It's an upgrade. Found a better publisher, so it's always good. I'm still working, so
Good.
don't call me retired. I'm not
Okay, I
retired.
won't know. All right, Kat, let's pop on out. Let me get my asparagus and let's call it a day. What do you say? I don't think I have $5 anymore. I think I spent my $5. I might have $5. I got to get asparagus. I have 4.
That works.
Will that work? Good. God love you then. Thank you.
Of course.
Do I get to pick my own one? They all look good, but I like them short and fat. So I'm going to grab that one right there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day. I'll see you. You'll be here next week?
Yeah, we'll be here 6 more times.
Okay. Best asparagus around, I'm told. Thank you.
Turning loose Dan Kuntz on the streets of Wenatchee is a dangerous thing. That's a look at our feature for the day. We'll come back with Grant, local news, and weather forecast right after this on the NCW Life channel.
Stay up to date with what's happening in North Central Washington. Go to the NCW Life community calendar at ncwlife.com.
Please join us weekly for the 12th District with yours truly, Carrie Condata. Check your channel guide for times or go to ncwlife.com for details.
Welcome back, and time now for your North Central Washington weather forecast. And what a scorcher out there this afternoon. Not quite sure yet if we officially made 90 degrees for our official high today. It was awfully close. 88 was our high yesterday, but if we got to 92 today, that would actually have broke a record high temperature. 91 is our old record high, and that was set back in 2012. Let's take a look outside at our weather window, and we are seeing some beautiful shots looking down at the Three Lakes Golf Course and of course the Columbia River, Highway 28. You can see a few clouds along the horizon, but all in all, it was just a very, very warm and unseasonably warm May day. Taking a look at our surface map, you can see it's our temperature map to begin with, and you can see orange and yellows on our map. That's 70s, 80s, even some scattered 90s down in the Tri-Cities area. That's at 6 o'clock tonight. And as we move into Wednesday, it'll be more of the same, even though tomorrow we will see more cloudiness, especially in the afternoon, and you can see even some cooler temperatures beginning to creep from west to east through Washington State. We will be in another warm situation tomorrow in the 80s. But then as we move to Thursday, we're switching to our precipitation map. And you can see by 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, pretty good chance that we'll be seeing some sort of precipitation. Boy, all of the Rocky Mountain West and all the way down into California, it will be a wet one all around an area of low pressure in the panhandle of Idaho. Friday at 9 a.m., yeah, those showers may continue, and I think they will probably through the noontime on Friday, and then we will begin to clear out late in the day Friday afternoon, making our way into the upcoming weekend. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight we'll drop down once again to a very nice low temperature of 62 degrees. As the storm system moves in Wednesday, we will be warm, 85, but we'll also see some breezy conditions. 85 the high, 82 Thursday, with a 40% chance of mainly afternoon thunderstorms, 40% chance for rain Friday morning and cooler, 75 then. And look at the weekend once again, mostly sunny on both Saturday and Sunday, 79 Saturday and 82 your high on Sunday. Well, we close out our newscast tonight with a little traveling music. Ramon Rivera and Mariachi Hunachi performed this weekend on the steps of Century League Field in Seattle with a special guest conductor. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.